It's almost over. Don't worry. Only 3 more weeks of this crap, and then we can just call it a day. Call it a season. Look forward to next year. I don't even know what to say anymore. I turned on my computer, turned on my iMovie, which is what I use which is what I film these videos on before I upload them to YouTube, where you guys can watch them all. And of course, reply to me on Twitter, because there's my Twitter handle. It's the same as my username. And add me on Facebook, because I'm Greg. But regardless, when I opened my computer and started recording, prior to recording actually, I really didn't even know what to say, because I feel like I've been saying the same things over and over, because they just continue to shine through. The Bills have no talent. They didn't even punt the ball well. Like, I can't even say, well, at least Mormon had a good game, because he didn't. At least the special teams played well. No, they didn't. In fact, the special teams blew the game, almost. In the sense that fake punt really just buried the Bills. Even though, let's face it, guys, the Bills were brutal on offense. Just terrible. Fitz had easily his worst game of the season. Easily. By far, just the most inaccurate we've ever seen him this year. And it was painful to watch. They had like 2 good plays. The Scott touchdown. Brian Scott now has as many touchdowns as CJ Spiller and Brad Smith. And I think they make substantially more money than he does. The Scott touchdown and the deep ball to Johnson. Only good plays. Other than that, it was, oh, God. I can't believe I had to sit there and watch that. I just read a statistic that said the Bills have allowed the second most amount of points in a 6-game span in team history. Like 117 or something. For the 3rd time in 5 games, we allowed 35 or more points and scored 10 or less. 3rd time in 10 games, we've lost by at least 25. Tough. And it's a reflection of everybody, from top to bottom. I went over the front office and how their lack of commitment for players, and how maybe they're not that great evaluators of talent. But that much is evident, because we clearly don't have enough talent. And I know I keep saying that. We just don't have it. Yes, we're ravaged by injuries. That happens. And that's a lack of depth. We don't have talented depth as well. It's the reason that, I mean, we even saw this in the Dick Duran era. I have to bring that up again. I mean, we were starting guys like Marcus Buggs at linebacker. I met Marcus Buggs, cool guy. But come on, like John Cordo was a starter. Also a cool guy, but a starter. Did Josh Stamer start any games for the Bills? Probably at some point. Ridiculous. It's just, we haven't had depth. When was the last time? At least Tyler Thigpen, which we also have no depth at quarterback, At least he came in and did nothing. Nothing to make fans want to see him start over Fitzpatrick. I think people are looking hard at quarterbacks probably come April, like maybe, hey, if, RG3 or Matt Barkley or Landry Jones is there, do we got to look at these guys? Maybe. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Because what have we seen the past 6 weeks? We've seen a team who, looks like they know they're done. Especially in the past couple games. I know they want to win because they don't go out there to lose. They want to win, but the vibe that I'm getting from them is that they know that they're done. And they've lost interest, sort of. They don't want to, admit that, obviously. They don't want to let that show, but it's just coming off that way. We went from 5-2, leading the division, and 6 weeks later we're eliminated from the playoffs. One of 5 teams in the conference. It's a struggle being a Bills fan. And if you're watching this video, and I can tell because the views on these videos have gone down since they started losing. So I know if you're still watching this, you guys are going to stick there. Stick through those Bills. Because we've been doing it for 12 years now. 12 years since the Bills made the playoffs. How old was I during that playoff game? I was 11. I was 11 when the Music City Miracle happened. And we haven't made the playoffs since. Arizona's been to the Super Bowl. I don't know if I brought this up last week. I was talking to somebody last week. Arizona's been to the Super Bowl. Seattle's been to the Super Bowl. The Saints have won the Super Bowl. The Jets have been a game away from the Super Bowl. These teams were terrible when I was growing up. They were terrible. But they've come and gone. They've risen up, fallen, coming back up. I mean, what are we doing? Consistently. How many winning seasons do we even have? Since that 2004? Just the laughing stock of the league year after year, and it starts at the top. Ralph Wilson, you're an incredible guy. Thank you for bringing football to Buffalo. Thank you for keeping them here. But, maybe it's because you're not making enough money. We got to thank you, I guess, for keeping ticket prices low because the new owner might hike those up. But we need somebody else to come in here and be dedicated to winning. Like a guy like Pagula. I know Sabres fans are, so excited about him and say what you want about the Sabres. This is not a Sabres video, but the guy is a multi-billionaire. He bought the Sabres for like 3% of his net worth. And he's turning a profit. But at the beginning, it was like he didn't care if he did. It was because he loved that. He loved hockey. He loved the Sabres. That's the kind of owner the Bills need. Somebody who just loves the team or loves the sport, who will spend the money to get the guys to win the games, etc. Oh yeah, we play the Dolphins this week. J.P. Lossman might start in Buffalo. And I'll tell you what, if J.P. Lossman comes back to Buffalo, starts for the Dolphins, and wins, that's just a huge, huge. We have to stop the bleeding. Come on. Will we? Miami got slaughtered last week. JP looked terrible. So if JP starts, how can we lose? We can't. You can't let that guy beat you. I'm looking that up right now. What's Matt Moore's status? Matt Moore. I'll Twitter that. See what happens. Well, he's practicing, I guess, or doing some sort of work. Whatever. It's just, oh, God. I mean, if we lose to the Dolphins, that would mean we went 1-4, and we'll be 1-4 in the division. Have one game left against New England. How is it that New England's the only team we've beaten in the division? How is that possible? Regardless, I picked the Bills to win like 4 out of these 6 games that they've played. I think I picked him to beat 3 out of 6. I picked him to lose to the Jets twice and to lose to the Chargers. I picked him to beat the Cowboys, the Dolphins, and the Titans. Don't know what my record is as far as the whole season goes. I'll look that up and get back to you, but I really don't know what to even predict how the Bills will come out. They can't lose out. They'll win. They're going to beat the Dolphins. Dolphins in Buffalo in December. Yeah. At home. Yeah. Bills are going to win. It's not going to be pretty, but they'll win. 24-21. There you go. There's your score. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to me. Look, I said I didn't even know what to talk about, and somehow I filled 12 and a half minutes. So if you came this far, I want to thank you, because you guys are the reason that I keep making these, and that I will continue to make these as long as the Bills are in Buffalo. We'll keep it going. Anyway, guys, like I said, Bills over Dolphins, 24-21. Please don't lose JP if he starts. Enjoy your weekend the best you can, the best you know how. Most of all, come Sunday, go Bills.